Hey everybody, it's AJ. How's everybody doing on this Wednesday, very dark evening in the UK? How is everybody? It seems ages since I last see everybody. Absolutely ages. Well, 5 days, for me, that's a long time. You know what I've been like, Chris, with podcasting over the last few weeks. I haven't stopped. So I had that little bit of a break and I had my birthday. And it's been fantastic. And I feel all bright and breezy and ready to go again and meet some amazing artists here in October. We have got 15 artists all ready to rock the show you their music, and also tell you about their music journeys, and also tell you out there about all the charities that they've been supporting while they've been on their music journey, and also what they're going to be doing in the future to support local and national charities. So as you can see along the bottom, everyone, we're going to have a big boo. We don't have a charity at the moment. It all went a bit wrong. So I'll tell you a little bit of a story, Chris. So Kris Anders is our guest today. Welcome, Chris.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for having me.
The story goes that Adrian spins the wheel and it lands on Robbie Hart first. Now, Robbie is our lovely country and western guest, and she's an amazing gal from the ISSA. But Robbie will be supporting our Danny Awareness Month in November. So, that wasn't a very good choice for our wheel to choose. And then we get on to the one and only Michael Rose, the One Life music producer, who has just freshly joined the show as our music producer. And unfortunately, he's gone to Los Angeles. So he also chose a charity that we will be doing in Christmas time, and I can't get hold of him. He's too busy flying around playing his music, and he's a very, very busy man. So what they've both said is that we can spin the wheel again. So we will. We'll spin it again, and there'll be 2 lucky artists have the choice, like every single month, to choose your charity. But also, if you want to, come and do a live show for us, because that'd be fantastic. We'd love you to play more of your music. We get to play a couple of your tracks on each show. But if you want to spend an evening with AJ, that'd be fantastic. I'd love to put your music on for the night, sit back and chill and listen to your music, and the artist show is yours. So anyway, in terms of One Life, we have been away 5 days. Oh, what a weird 5 days, Chris. We had a radio show call us saying, can we pair up with them? And they basically have now decided to come off the airwaves. We will be finding you another radio show to partner up with. Don't you worry, for the artists out there. We will get your music played out there. And if not, you've also got our playlist on YouTube, which is growing every single time we have an artist. We now have 50 songs, which are all original from you as artists, on our playlist, which is available on YouTube for you to play. And there's some great songs on there, and I enjoy it. And Kris Anders, after he finishes the show today, 2 of his YouTube videos will go on our playlist, and you can go and listen to his music straight after the show. In relation to the other piece of news that I have, we have the amazing Christine from the ISSA, Pen Moon, has decided to partner with One Life, which is absolutely fantastic. And she's got some great ideas coming onto the show. We're going to have some songwriting groups. She's going to tell everybody how to get onto radio stations. She's got lists and lists and lists of radio stations for everyone to enter. She's got lots of material out there for singer-songwriters and also for producers. She's amazing. And I'm really pleased that she's decided to choose One Life to partner up with. And I will introduce her. Well, she will be coming on the show on Tuesday to talk about her life as an artist, but also to talk about her new journey with me in One Life. So I'm looking forward to Tuesday, looking forward to partnerships. And if anyone else wants to join the show and come and partnership with One Life, it's free of charge. We don't charge anything. It's a case of the love for the artists like Chris, that we support them and help them in their music journey, because that is all about unsigned music. We need your help out there to get our music out there, to come and support us when we go on local and national stages, buy our CDs, buy our records, buy our coffee cups, whatever, stickers, whatever we've got available. We need your support so we can bring you more music. So that's it. That's it from One Life. So what we're going to do is we're going to go straight over with the wheel. So Chris, I'm going to quickly bring it up on the stage. We're going to draw the lucky names out, and then we're going to get on with your artist show, because that's what we're here for. Okay? So sorry taking a bit of your time on your show today.
All right, no problem.
Let's go. Let's get this wheel a spinning, shall we? And let's hope it doesn't land on Robbie, and let's also hope it doesn't land on Michael. Here we go. Let's give it a spin, shall we? Where's it gone? There you go. Right, can you see it still?
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah. Oh, now it's moving.
First spin. It is on Brett Ryder. And Brett's coming on to the show very soon. No, Brett's been on the show. Oh, that's our young 18-year-old American that I called an Aussie. Long story, Chris. I have two friends called Brett, and I'm basically, as soon as I was on Hunter's show, I called him an Australian, and it was the wrong Brett. But him and his mum thought it was quite funny, but young Brett Ryder is absolutely storming it in the USSA at the moment in terms of his singles, in terms of his music, and the ladies love him. So Brett, I know, has got some amazing charity that he spoke about on his show, and I'm sure he'll be over the moon that he can put one of those forward. And I'm sure he'll probably join us on the show for October and do an artist show. So Brett, you are one of our lucky winners. And then the next one, because we said we were going to do 2 for the month, will come from... Ooh, who's it going to be? Duncan Cocker. Oh, great. 2 completely different artists. And again, Duncan Cocker was on our show last month. We're an absolute ball with Duncan. So Duncan and also Brett, get your thinking hats on. You're coming over to One Live to do a live show. And you're also going to be naming me a couple of charities to put forward tomorrow because we want to start getting some money in the bank for those charities. So thank you very much for doing that for me, Chris. Let's get rid of that and let's get on to your show.
Sounds good.
There you go. It's all go on here, isn't it? You know, you go on to other podcast shows and it's like, you know, you just talk about yourself. Don't get a chance from me. You have to do my show first.
I'll leave that for you guys.
That's it. Anyway, welcome, Chris. Welcome to One Life. Nice to have you on the show.
Nice to be here. Thanks.
So, Chris, like we do with all of our artists, we celebrate the fact that our artists put so much hard work into their music to entertain all of the people that you do for, whether it's friends, family, you know, new artists, new producers, new fans, you know, social media. You know, looking at your Facebook, you are extremely busy, but you do it because you love music like everyone else does on One Life. So, you know, it's actually fantastic. But it's also about celebrating the fact that when you work hard, you get your just rewards. And I love saying it like that. You get your just rewards. And this is the bit we absolutely hate as artists because we, you know, we put ourselves forward for awards. We go and grab the awards, but it's not always about the awards. It's not always about the plastic. It's not always about, you know, the award shows and things like that. It is the love of music, but actually we should celebrate it because actually it's something to smile about. And you are a multi-award winning artist. And I am so, so proud of you, young man.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I think it's kind of a consequence of that work, and it's nice to have it. It's certainly something that you can easily be led to disappointment if that's your ultimate goal, of course, if you pursue something in the arts. So I
think it's different for art. I think it's different for artists, isn't it? I think some artists are quite satisfied to go and play on stage and let everybody enjoy their music just for the love of music. It's not about like awards or not about, you know, being recognized. It's, you know, some people just play to like their family and their friends and things like that. But other awards, you know, artists will, you know, really want to try and shine as hard as they can. And that becomes then almost like a battle every single day of the month, doesn't it? You know, for yourself, you know, it's hard out there for any musician, but especially when you're going for like the Jose's, the ISSAs, you know, the World Singer-Songwriters Associations, you know, it's, you know, you tell the audience, you know, what is it really like to actually put yourself through that day in, day out to go to those award shows?
Well, there's the more you're doing and the more accolades you get, you know, I think the more pressure comes with that too. And I think artists feel that. And you have to decide if you're going to be up for that task, if you want to continue to challenge yourself that way. Like, again, as you say, there's some artists that are just happy to play in a local cafe and let some of their music out and you know, express their medium or express their art through that medium that way. But I found myself as my career progressed that yeah, I was getting more recognition from the Josies. I think this is my 4th year being nominated, and this year I had 6 Josie nominations coming up here in October. So
Fantastic. Congratulations.
yeah, and the timing was right on that. My EP was finished. I had a video that I was able to put in, so all the categories lined up. So I qualified within this time frame to put a bunch out there.
Fantastic, congratulations. But it doesn't, go just to the Joses. You've got lots, and these are your best bits that I've picked up from sort of 23, 24. So in relation to a little bit of like background from yourself, in terms of the singer-songwriter that you are from Canada. You are 8 hours behind, you just said to me. So it's early morning where you are. So thanks for joining us so early. In relation to your music, listening to it, and also what you put out on your Facebook, it's all like country rock music, would you say?
Yeah, the best description I've got from someone in the record industry was Nashville-meets-Coldplay. And so
I love that. I saw that. And as soon as my partner is going to see yours, she's going to absolutely love you. She loves Coldplay.
Right. That's the thing. I don't actually play any Coldplay. I really need to put
I know that's what I couldn't get to it. When I listened to it, I was like, where's the Coldplay? I was listening to the violins.
Yeah. So someone else said, it's a little more like Nashville meets Kings of Leon. I'm like, yeah, but it doesn't have the same ring to it. It's maybe more accurate, but that's I like the first one better, so we've used that in my bio.
I think you just choose an artist like Nashville meets Ed Sheeran or something like that. You just keep doing it every single time you go for an interview and say, yeah, my music's a bit like, Nashville meets Ed Sheeran, Eminem,
Yeah, that's right.
You can make yourself quite funky, Chris. It depends on the radio station or the interview that you go
That's right. And at every party you go to, inevitably someone asks, well, what's your genre and the subgenre? And and at first you're very confused. You're like, well, I'm a little bit like X, Y, and Z and this and that. And so eventually you learn to just pick something that works. And that one seems to be an immediate, oh, okay, now I know what you're talking about. I can sense it. I can hear it almost. So I've used that line now. So.
That's fantastic. So in terms of like the accolades and things like it started off like on your bio, like in 2023, best rock artist in 2023 for Western Canadian Music Awards, Intercontinental Music Awards. I like this. And this is really difficult for anybody who uses social media to get their music out there, especially on the streaming platform. It's a real difficult and different way of life in terms of us artists.
Yeah.
But come on, mate. 1 million streams. What the hell? How did that feel when you got to 1 million?
Oh, it was amazing. And it's one of those things too, like another independent artist can very likely relate to it, but you'll see your streams, and nowadays you can, there's a Spotify for artists.
No, mine never gets that far. 100, 1,000, no, seriously, probably about, but 1 million, no way.
You start checking it and you'll have 1, 2, 10 maybe, and then you go on, you're just having a coffee and you check your phone, and all of a sudden it's updating it live, and there's like, 100 people are listening to this all at the same time. And you're like, oh yeah, what's happened? Well, that's algorithm now. And
are you like me? I wake up in the morning, and rather than the first thing I check is my alarm, I check how many streams I've got, just because I want to see it's been updated.
It's kind of fun. It's kind of like, let's check the.
It is, isn't it? It's almost like the lottery. It's like you check your phone for the lottery numbers, but us artists check ours for our Spotify streams.
That's right. Yeah, and
it's sort of like the coverage for you for 1 million people. Is it 1 million people, or your friends and family are Canadian? Do you know 1 million people, or is it all around the world that people stream your music?
Well, that's the cool thing, is that it breaks it down by country and even city. And so at first, like, I don't know, I haven't checked lately, but Shattered, when I first released it, it was doing really well in like Latin American countries and Spain and so Spanish speaking countries. So I thought, if I was a little further along in my career at that time, we would have probably tried a tour and targeted those countries. But
we don't need to tour no more. It's put out for us. It's always, I'm getting along now, and I just had my birthday. I'm 48 years old, but the thought of touring over to, I don't know, Japan doesn't really appeal to me, Nabel. But I put it on Spotify, and I know that tomorrow someone in Japan has listened to my music, so I didn't even have to leave the house. It's great.
That's right. Yeah, I've always said that our music travels a lot more than we do now. So
definitely. But no, congratulations with that. Finalists in the 2024 Unsigned BC Song Summer Series. I've not heard of that one. Tell me a bit more about that one.
Well, it's Unsigned BC has a program on the Co-op radio station out of Vancouver, BC, and they every year they bring in different types of producers who offer up a prize package for I think it was the top 4 voted on. So I made the top 24 this year, and I had a song that was supposed to be themed around summertime, and so I sent "I'm Ready" in, which is a song that I wrote, and it's one of the least serious songs I've ever written, but it was just basically about having fun and having a good time. And then we did a video about as well to match that sort of flavor, and it was just about being on the beach and all that kind of thing. So I thought, hey, this is a good summer themed song. I'll send it in and just see what happens. So, sure enough, I was one of the finalists, and it was all you had to be from our province here in British Columbia, BC, and you had to be, I think, unsigned to a major label. And sure enough, so it was great because the radio station plays all the finalists. They get to know you a little bit. I didn't win the top 4, but it was still an honor to be recognized for having
I think that's what you've got. You know, I love my artists on One Life because at the end of the day, it's about being nominated. I love that piece of plastic at the end of the day to say. I always say it like that because, you know, I think when you win awards, it's like, to me, it's not the trophy. And that's why I call it the piece of plastic. As my UK saying, you know, it's like, I've won the award. I'm so proud of myself. But actually, it's about what that show means to me, the collaboration of artists, the people you meet, the experience that you have. I think all of that to me is worth so much more than the trophy. I love the trophies that you get, and you get some amazing trophies. And I expect for yourself, you know, what's the biggest trophy you've had? Have you sort of won an amazing trophy that you just can't fit in the sitting room?
I don't have any trophies, but I've got picture frames. If I turn my camera a little bit here in the studio,
it must be a British thing. We're just like big on plastic trophies.
Yeah. So far, they've all been like certificates. I think the Josies though they do a trophy, and the
there you go.
As well, yeah. But the biggest nomination actually I got was the Western Canada Music Awards.
Fantastic! Congratulations.
So that was last year, and that's the top. So the top 5 artists in that category stretch from everywhere from Manitoba, Saskatchewan, Alberta, BC, and then our 2 territories, Northwest Territories and Yukon. So it's a fairly big area. The next step up for Canadians is probably the Juno Awards, which if you're unsigned and you're independent is really difficult to actually get into and get nominated for that. So the Western Canada has probably been the biggest nomination I've received so far, again, as an unsigned artist. So that was really something, and that's something that's on my resume that goes out there, and it's recognized definitely here in Canada and to Northwest United States as well. So that one, that's a special one.
Fantastic. Yeah. That's a special one. Okay, let's go for that next year, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, everybody. We're 18 minutes into the show, and I'm dying to hear this young man's music. So he was just talking about Shad. He's told us all about Shattered. We've gone 18 minutes into the show, and I think I've shattered this young man enough talking. So we are going to put Shattered on. Like I tell all the other artists, Chris, depends on what Spotify is like. You may hear it, you may not. So if you don't hear it, if you see me nodding, that means your song's playing. If you can hear it, join in, okay? But the rest of the artists out there will hear it, and it goes on your show, okay? So here we go. A bit of Shattered. If you can hear it, give me a thumbs up.
You so intimidating, and I can barely talk to you. There's no one left to fight. Invisible within your dream. I'm so shattered, shattered by you. I'm so shattered, shattered like you. I'm so shattered, put down and abused. I'm so shattered, shattered like you. I'm so shattered, shattered by you. I'm so shattered, shattered like you. I'm so shattered, put down and abused. I'm so shattered, shattered like you.
Do you know, if my help hadn't taken my car away from me and I had my car back, that would be the first song I'll be putting in my car driving. It's one of those songs that you drive to, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely upbeat.
Love it.
For sure.
Absolutely love that song. And you told me it was a bit of a like a remix, which isn't quite out there yet. What's going on?
Yeah, I did send you the MP3 remix, so we've just done some stuff. It's very subtle, just things I wanted to, kind of try out with the new producer. And then the other thing was that it can be refreshed and, it can be a new release. So whenever that comes out, it's like, hey, it's the 2024 or even the 2025 remix. So.
Get it out. We want it. We need it. We need it in our car. Don't hold back on us, Chris.
There we go.
I'm doing it for the whole of One Life out there. We will bully him to get this track released.
Well, the new YouTube video that we did this summer has that is the background. So it's showing me and the band I was working with this summer out in doing a live show out in a city called Kelowna that's just down the road from us. And it's a beautiful night, and we had these professional videographers with us, and it turned out amazing. So that's the one you can use for YouTube if you like. It's there.
Great release, young man. I'm really, really proud of you. Love that. So let's get down to the nitty gritty about why we come on our show. So as I said to you when I first met you before we went live, we were saying basically it is to showcase your music, showcase you as artists, but One Life brings you that little bit extra, and we have a whole lot of love going on at One Life. We have a lot of love for the local and national charity scene because we're there to support them, we're there to help them out, and we're there to play for them as artists. We grow up and we go on festivals and things like that where there could be a charity that we go to. There could be a charity that actually sticks in the heart as we go along as artists, and we think, actually, I'm going to raise some money for them. I think I had a couple of artists saying that they were going to play in old age people's homes and things like that as artists and just cheer people up with a smile. It's nothing about the fact that they want to release an album for £1 million or something like that. They just want to go and make people smile. So, I've loved reading people sort of like post when they put it up saying that, they're going to a community show or, it's just lovely to see it. So in relation to yourself, how have you touched local and national charities' hearts? Have you done, and I know you have put that in your bio, what's been the most special charities that you've worked with as an artist?
Well, one of the really cool ones we did was, it was a whole bunch of group of artists, and we got together and, we played actually at this golf tournament. It was a fundraiser, corporate fundraiser. Yeah. And it was the most unique one.
I don't like golf. Chris, I'm going to cut you too straight. I got to tell you this golf story. And this is what we do on One Life. We have a chat. When I got married, I was told by my best man at the time is basically you should make sure that you always get to the female tee. If you don't get to the female tee, the next shot, you have to play the golf round, the golf hole with your trousers around your ankles. Muggins here is like 21 years old. I'm 48 now, so I'm probably a bit wiser. I'll probably fall for it again. Turns around and says, it can't be true. You're making up lies. But he's got the whole golf field of professionals saying, yep, that's the truth. You've got to do it, AJ. So after a few whiskeys, AJ doesn't meet the female golf tee. And basically, yep, he plays the next 3 rounds with his trousers down his ankle. So sorry, I just add a bit of a story about why I don't like golf.
Well, you might have fit in at this particular tournament, because at first, so what they did, it was really unique. They put different artists spread out throughout the 18-hole golf course, and so all the golfers were coming around. I'm like, at first thinking, well, isn't this a sport where you're supposed to be quiet when somebody, goes up to the tee? But no, they wanted like AC/DC crank, and they're like, just give it to us. So we had this 4-piece rock band in the middle, so different holes are hearing us as they approach, and they're like, turn it up and keep going. And as the day progressed, their shots are getting worse and worse, but they don't care, because one of the holes was serving jello shots. And it was everybody was having fun.
What kind of golf game? Did you actually raise any money for local and national charities that day, or did you just decide, this is where we're going to be drinking jello shots?
Well, I think the more that they drank, the more the charity got, so it worked out for everybody. So, but this all the money ended up going to a charity called Music Counts, which is really cool, because it's something that every musician can really get behind, because all that music or that money gets donated to a charity. And what they do is they take they get instruments into the hands of underprivileged kids who may not have a chance to play, and so everyone has a little bit of a shot to play an instrument, to learn an instrument, at least have that opportunity. So it's a really cool, it touches your heart. And those are ones we've done, and that it was happening every year. Unfortunately, I don't think we're not sure if that particular event is going to happen again, but I've been able to
ban you from the golf course.
Yeah, the might have to move to the.
You need a new golf course. So if there's anyone out there who's got a golf course who can lend it to these musicians, they promise they won't be drinking jello shots and playing AC/DC every time.
Yeah, it was up to them what they want. Yeah, so we could make that rule that you guys have had. If you don't hit the shot straight, you'll have to do the next round without your pants or something. But
yeah, no, that was too embarrassing. And I don't think anybody liked seeing my legs that day.
There you go.
But no, that's fantastic. And like I've said to all the artists, a lot of the charities are not known to people, say in Canada or in America or in the UK. Please find the links. Please put them on our web pages. Let's get them out there to as many people as possible. So all of those kids out there who do need support, do need help, and do love music. This is why I can't wait to the Dannies. In November, there's going to be some amazing artists who are over in New York in October. And I've seen the finalist list, and I tell you what, I'm blown away by their talent, even though their physical disabilities or their learning disabilities draws in on them day by day. But they're amazing artists. They are absolutely stunning, and I can't wait to have them on the show. And there's kids out there who can't even afford to buy a flute. They can't even afford to, pick up a guitar like we're so privileged to have. But for a charity to give that help and support back out there to kids. And do you know what? Listening to music every single day makes you smile. I don't think there's anybody I've met where they've said music doesn't make them smile. So to be able to provide that, it's beautiful. So thanks, Chris. And like I say, if you share that for me, that'd be absolutely fantastic. So in relation to you as a musician, did you basically grow into it when you was a kid, or was it a little bit sort of later on during your career you thought, actually, I want to be a musician?
Well, I've been playing guitar and singing since I was a kid. Then I did it, it came up and played in different bands, but mostly jam stuff through my teen years. But I was always involved. I was always doing it. It wasn't until I recorded Shattered, though, that I really went for that professional, I'm an artist, the world, I'm going to go out. And I think it was such a significant step to take that, to go, okay, now I'm out there. Now I'm known, I've got this brand as a musician. My song is out there. It's going to do what it does. we've had some success with it, obviously, but that was where the step took. So it wasn't until a little later in life that I actually decided, hey, I'm going to go for this artist thing, and go from there. So that's
where did we go? Where did we go from life? What was you doing before you as a musician?
I was actually a police officer for over 20 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
a singing policeman. Were you a singer when you was a policeman?
I did, but not out in public. Just the
Not out in
shift
public.
and the communities I was working in, it just never worked out that way. However, my wife was very involved in the music industry, so she was out doing it, and she needed help just on the administrative end, the management end of it, because she was having some success and getting contracts sent to us. And I thought, well, I'll help you this way. And I ended up learning about the music industry that way first, as deciding, okay, well, this is what a contract, these are the terms that they're using. Here's what you got to talk to lawyers about. Here's how you manage a project. Here's how you go into a studio, all those things. So I ended up learning that it's more of a manager, more of an executive producer to begin with, rather than being the artist.
That must be difficult. What was it like to manage your wife? Especially when you're in a relationship. Was it a tough cookie? Or did she let you make any decisions? Or I know in a partnership and like when you're married and things like that, both of the decisions come from your partner. I'm sorry, being a male, that just happens. Yeah. But when you're being a music manager with your partner, does that work out? Does she let you help her out, or does she call all the shots?
Oh yeah, well, artistically, she was in charge. I mean,
of course,
present her stuff. Yeah, as far as the logistical stuff and how things work that way, she trusted me to take care of it, and she knew that I had skills in that way. So she was happy to unload some of those things. Let her be the artist. So it worked out quite well, and we were doing quite well with it, and decided to take a step back when we had our family. So we kind of put music on hold for a little while, and then it was, once we were kind of looking at it again, she's like, "No, it's your turn now. Off you go." So here Fantastic. You go.
Does she still go out gigging? Is she gigging regularly, or?
No, she's not right now. She's starting to play again. We write together. She helps me with a ton of stuff that way. So it's kind of the roles have reversed just a little bit. But is
she just as supportive of you? Does she basically get behind you? Will she go absolutely. To your festivals?
Oh, we try to do that. We've got a family, so we're always kind of like, someone's got to be here, someone's got to be there. They come as much as they can, and it's really cool when my kids can come see me play live, and they know all the songs by heart, so they're out dancing in the audience, and they see my
kids. Have we got a big family? Is it sort of a mix of ages?
Yeah,
3 kids. Have you?
3 kids. My daughter's 10. I got twin boys who are 7. So we're pretty busy little crew here.
So are they proud of you, or are they embarrassed by you? Come on, no, kids are like that. They're blunt. I don't know about it over there in Canada, but over in the UK, they're very blunt with us. They either hate our music, please turn it down and don't play it while I'm here, or they're like, actually, I support you and I want to go to your gigs. What they like with you?
They still are in the we think it's cool stage.
Oh, that's right.
It's again, I've been active, as you've seen, for the last 4 years, very active in the community. So kids at school know who I am and know what I do, and a lot of teachers have seen me play live, and so they think it's kind of neat.
Oh, you're the cool dad. Are you the cool dad?
I'm still the cool dad.
Look, this is my dad. Just let you know. He's a bit of a rock star.
A little bit. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's neat too. Like there'll be posters and things downtown, and my wife and my daughter were out, and she's like, "Hey, there's dad on the poster. Look at that, mom."
I was going to say, it's not just musico, is it? They've got to put up with the fact that you're an actor as well, because we were talking about that coming on like the screen earlier. So right. Acting, have we got any big shows? Should we know you? Don't do that Hunter Lot did to me. Don't tell me that you're a Western star and I go and look for your film and it's been taken off Tubi, okay? So come on, is there a film that I'm going to see and you're going to be in it?
I hope so. I've been doing background work, so I haven't had a speaking line quite yet. I really just enjoy I find it very similar to music in many ways, but I have played a ranch hand in a Lifetime movie. So I'm the guy opening and closing gates with the Carhartt. I say it's like kind of like a Yellowstone, but like a very lower budget version of Yellowstone. One of the movies they walked up to me and said, "You look like a chef. Can you be a chef today?" So I've got this white coat on. Yeah.
I'm a country rock singer, but today I'm Gordon Ramsay.
That's right. Yeah. And I was, all the props. They're real, like these huge tomatoes. I'm walking around in the background. But so they haven't, a lot of this stuff has just kind of come out this last year. So I'm waiting for the releases to see how much screen time I ended up getting. But we're here in the Okanagan in BC, and there's just a lot of filming going on. There's a lot of Hallmark movies, a lot of Lifetime movies, and so yeah, I've been fairly regular, especially through the warmer months, where they'll call up and say, "Hey, we need you to come on set today," and so we'll see. I don't have anything yet, but I'll post on my Facebook if.
Post on your Facebook, keep us informed, and then I'll let you know in the UK when Gordon Ramsay needs a stunt double, and then you can go in there and do it.
That's right.
Fantastic. That's great. This is why I love doing this show, because we get to know all about you as artists, and you all bring me something completely new, and I absolutely love it. Listen, we're nearly halfway through the show, and I think I'm going to introduce everybody to your next track. And it says nobody's watching. Actually, I'm just going to have a look at the figures. It doesn't seem anyone is watching us, Chris, so we can sneak another song on. I'm sure they are. I'm sure they're on Facebook, not on YouTube. Anyway, Nobody's watching. Tell me a bit about this track and why it was brought out.
Well, this one, so I'm not from BC originally. I grew up in Manitoba as a farm kid, ranch kid, and my parents still own the farm that's out there. So it's a very rural area, especially when you're talking to people in other countries and stuff. There's just kind of a hard to describe how actually there's a neighbor a mile away, maybe 2 miles away from you. That's how I grew up. Kind of a lonely rural environment, but very beautiful, just hardworking though. And I went back home to visit family, and ended up finding myself in the family farmhouse with my guitar, with nobody in the house, nobody at all around. Everybody was out doing something. And as a family guy, I was there by myself, and I was like, wow, this is quiet. This is silent. I picked up the guitar and ended up writing this song just right there. Right, got the chorus, got one of the verses, and I'm like, this is it. In retrospect, I was realizing that I was kind of reflecting on the fact that for a lot of kids of my generation, they couldn't all just stay and take over the family farm, and they didn't have employment in the small town nearby. So a lot of us left. Like well over half my graduating classes moved on and off to bigger cities and moved away. And it's just one of those things. So I came up with that storyline that the main character was singing about somebody that left town and went off to Nashville to chase their dreams, and he's left behind in this little town just wondering how things went. And so that's where the song came from.
So well, let's play it to everybody. Okay, I've heard it. It's an absolute cracker, everyone. You're going to really enjoy it. Okay, same again for the first one. If you can hear it, Chris, give me a thumbs up, young man.
All right. There we go.
Woke up this morning to see that Greyhound leaving town. Old folks around here said he would never hang around so long. I guess you felt the pull of them big city lights. I hope you think of me on those cold prairie nights. I do. It's not your fault, it's not my fault, it's no one's fault. This was doomed right from the start. But I still believe that you still believe that we still believe somewhere there might be a spark. I know you'll be on TV playing that guitar, and maybe I'll see you from this tired small town bar drinking right. I'll still tell myself it was never meant to be. Easier to lie to myself than to ever have to believe it was all on me. It's not your fault, it's not my fault, it's no one's fault. This was too right from the start. But I still believe that you still believe that we still believe somewhere there might be a spark. 'Cause nobody's watching you fall. It's not my fault, it's no one's fault. But I still believe that you still believe that we still believe somewhere there might be a spark. 'Cause nobody's watching you fall. 'Cause nobody's watching you fall. 'Cause nobody's watching you fall.
Love it. Absolutely love it.
Thanks.
I love that song.
Thank you.
Absolutely classic song. Do you know something about when you make an album, you know, it must be really difficult. You know, I'm putting together my first album, and, you know, in terms of blending songs and making sure that all songs fit, making sure that everybody's going to enjoy that album. Because I don't know about you, I was in a generation where I used to buy albums and I used to play the first CD. I loved it. Second CD, I hated it. I was just thinking, you know, what a waste of money. And I never played that CD again. And it's
Right.
really difficult to put albums together. So for yourself, blending those songs, what's it like putting an album together and sort of your experience as an artist?
Well, it's you go into it almost like thinking they're singles now, you know, that like
Yeah.
you're releasing as a single and then another single, and then it catches up and you go, well, this is the collection. Now this is my album. So it's kind of like especially when I started, I actually started recording and didn't have the second half of the album written yet before I walked into a studio. So I did the first three during the course of about 3 months, you know, studio back and forth. And it took me months and months because I was putting it out, concentrating on how to market and figuring all that stuff out in the kind of a new world where it's all streaming. It's not just based on CD sales and that kind of thing. And then I did the next three several months later, and so they fit but it was staggered, and it was definitely staggered output, staggered the way they were released. It took, I think, over 2 years to release the entire thing. So, and then finally,
It takes so much.
into an actual.
It's there. Look, come on, everybody, show everybody.
Oh, it's.
Oh, look at that.
the black
Do you know what? I love you over in America. Please, will you convince the UK audience to go back to CDs? It's just amazing. I love it. I'm buying a CD player. I've already decided I'm going back to CDs. Between me and my partner, we are going out. Sign it, send it to the UK.
There we go. Done.
Oh,
that's
that's
it.
amazing. It looks so much better on CD, doesn't it? Than on Spotify. It really does.
And like, no, I sell these at shows, and people want a signature and stuff, and a lot of them will say, you know, I'll probably never play this, but this is a souvenir and it's helping support you. And I'm like, whatever you do with it,
it's a coffee cup holder. Thanks for that. You know, you make me feel good.
Yeah, but then they'll say, I showed my friend, you know, and we come over, we're listening to your songs, and I got up off the couch and went to the shelf and I showed them, this is who it is. And then they have something tactile. They open it up. There's a little story in there, you know,
Yeah,
and it's
better.
again, just like we're talking about going to the record store and buying the 12-inch vinyl copies and looking at the artwork while you listen to the song and you read the biography, and it adds that experience,
isn't it? The
Yeah.
youth of today do not know what it was like to get up on a Saturday morning. I don't know, I can't say in dollars, but for me it was like £1.99
Yeah.
was my like number one single, and I went and I was so excited to go and pick up my cassette or my CD.
Yeah.
You know, and every single month it was a new artist who was released at number one and things like that. And you know, especially like with records and things like that, the smell of the record and the record sleeve. And people can't live these days with the way we do streaming. But the fact that you're bringing it all back, thank you so much, America. And you know, we've started to get shops now. We're opening back up in UK. We're getting record shops opening up again, DVD shops, CD shops. It's coming back with a vengeance. And you know, I think all my friends over in America, I think you're bringing it back for us. So it looks amazing.
Yeah.
Can I just get on to 20? Can I get on to 2024? Yeah, some record stores as well. Fantastic. Get it on record. That'd be fantastic.
Yeah. It's a lot of capital up front just to press the vinyl.
Oh yeah, I expect there's some money on there as well.
Yeah, almost had a short run done. I just didn't quite work out, but I enjoy going into the used record stores and just kind of like having a coffee and just perusing and seeing what's out there, and maybe you do find
checking
something.
if yours is in there, you know, just looking through. Right. I've got it. It's here.
Yeah, someone bought it. Someone sold it.
Someone bought it. Yeah. Or it could be a Susan Boyle moment, and like, you know, go on Britain's Got Talent, America's Got Talent, Britain's Got Talent, and then it's in a 99p bin at the store and save us, you know.
Right.
Oh dear, it's the fun and life we have as artists, even as unsigned artists. You know, we laugh, we giggle about it, but it's just hard out there. It really is, and I think we do this with a bit of a smile behind our faces because it's such a hard. But we do it because we love entertaining everybody out there. You know, so that's why we do it. You know, not a lot of us are in it for the money because there isn't much money to be made these days.
That's right.
Make you smile, you know, we do it because we love it. So in terms of things that you've loved this year, has 2024 been good for you? What's been your highlights?
Yeah, well, we've broken through, and I'm finally selling hard tickets to concerts now. So we had a really good August at a local Vibrant Vine is what it was called. So it's if you like wine, it's great. You can come out, and they have this place in Yeah, it was really super fun.
I won't tell my fiance about that one because she'd be straight over to Canada to come and try it.
Yeah. So we had this really fun show where we set up on a stage. It was outdoors, and it was the vineyards surrounding us. And,
wow.
Again, it was a ticketed concert. So I was really nervous because I didn't know if I could sell enough tickets. You know, because we get to this stage where it's like, hey, I really got.
Was the wine free?
Yeah, no, they were $26 each. So
that's why you weren't selling tickets. If it was free wine, everybody would have.
Oh, the free wine. Yeah, you have to ask them. You might have included a little bit. I don't think so though. I think they had to pay for the wine on extra. I know we got a free wine for playing. So you
was okay then. Yeah, you got freebies.
we got one. So that was a really
should extend it to the fans.
Yeah, that was a big highlight for me. And then I played. I was able to kind of expand and just do a lot of original shows where it's just strictly original singer-songwriter solo. And I went down to Vancouver in May, and I played at one of the second largest rodeo in Canada. It's called the Cloverdale Rodeo. So I got to play to a different audience, and that was a lot of fun. It was raining and hailing and all kinds of crazy stuff during the day. But one of the cool experiences with that is that we're all these artists put together, and so we're so supportive of each other, and then we really saw that everybody kind of come together and go, okay, you know, maybe you do a set here, let's shorten this up, and we'll get this, and we're all gonna make sure this works. And sure enough, everybody did kind of come together, and and the weather improved just enough to get everybody on the stage and for everybody to get through their sets. And again, it was super supportive. And then we got to put our instruments away at the end of the night and just kind of hang out together and get to know each other on a personal level. And it was so much fun. It was really cool. So I sure hope to do that again this next year, going into it and keeping some of those relationships together. In fact, one of the other artists that I played with that day, we're already talking about teaming up and doing some shows in the Vancouver area coming. So that was a real highlight.
We're looking forward to that. And
Yeah.
you're going to be shining up the golf clubs as well and learning to play golf as well. So between 2024 and 2025, you've got lots going on.
We'll see. We might have to come up with something a little more creative, a little more wacky. I don't know, play on a boat in the middle of the lake or something like that.
Yeah, just something completely crazy. I think in terms of craziness, in terms of your stories and music, it's absolutely fantastic. And if everybody joins you on Facebook, joins your Facebook page, follows your music journey, there's always something to smile about. There's some fresh music, some fresh festivals. I don't know where that comes from. Festivals out there that you play. There's always something on your Facebook for people to enjoy. So people can find you on Facebook. Where else can they find your music?
Everywhere, any streaming platform that you can think of. I'm mostly for social media. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, I'm on TikTok. So those are the three major ones that I'm active on. And then as far as streaming the music, you can go straight to my website and start from there, and that'll give you a thing. It's krisanders.com. Again, that's spelled KRISANDERS.com. And you'll find all my links there. You'll find all my YouTube videos there. Some of the live, just somebody with a cell phone camera, right to the produced studio version. So you can find out all about me just by doing that. And give me a follow and send me a message. I'd be happy to talk to you.
I'm sure they will. Chris, in relation to this show, I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to bring it to an end. I've had an absolutely amazing time. Lots of fun. It's been a great show. I've really enjoyed it, Chris. Thank you so much for joining me. Will you come back? Will you come back and visit us? Will you stay with One Life and become one of our family members so we can keep sharing all those music and all those pictures you've got?
Absolutely. Why don't we catch up in the new year and we'll see what other crazy stuff I've got up to.
That'd be absolutely fantastic. So yes, out there in podcast world, it is time to bring the show to an end. I hate doing this bit to say goodbye to everyone because I have so much fun with my artists and I never want to say goodbye to them. But I need to get them out there so they can make you enjoy their music more. In relation to tomorrow, I've got some bad news. Unfortunately, our artist has got a cough and flu and she's poorly. So she won't be joining us for the show. That's Liz McFarlane was joining us for the show tomorrow at 7:00. And unfortunately, she's poorly. So I will rearrange that one. And yes, okay, we're going to get the accent right this time. So we definitely are going to have the one and only Brett Gray. G'day, mate. All the way from Australia this time. I haven't got it wrong, okay? It's not Brett Hunter from Canada. It's Brett Gray from Australia. Okay, so he is coming on the show on Sunday. I'm looking forward to meeting him. It's been a while since we spoke to try and get him on the show, and he keeps avoiding me, but I have got him on Sunday, and he is going to come on the show on Sunday, and he's not going to be escaping from me anymore. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us at One Live. Please keep supporting the show. The more you support the show, the more artists we can bring you. It's been an absolute pleasure, and we will see you at the weekend. Have an amazing week, and take good care of yourself. Thanks, Chris. See you again soon, buddy.
You too. Thank you.